So today I want to record how I do laundry in my tiny home for my family of 7. So I've purchased this washing machine spinner. Just 3 knobs at the top. The first one is timed wash, so there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 minutes. You spin this, and that's for the washing tub, which is right here, and that is how long you can wash your laundry for. And then over here, this is a soft, a regular, and a drain. So the soft is, I guess, delicate, regular is what I use all the time, and drain is to empty the water out of the tub when you're done washing. Over here is the spin. So this is this tub here. This is about half the size, so you can only do about half a load of spin at a time, but that works perfect. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 minutes. I usually only do about 2 minutes, but if you do the full 5, it's probably about 90% dry. It actually works very well, and then you just have to either hang dry it, or I have a hang dryer area with a heater. So first what I do is there's different little levels on here, and they're very hard to read, so I kind of just drew with a pen at high, because I always end up doing a full load. So I will fill up my water to here. Usually I put my clothes and my detergent in after I fill up the water, just because I don't want it to be super crazy sudsy. So I fill up my basin, get my clothes and my soap in there. I turn the timer to 6 to 9 minutes is usually what I do. I let it run its cycle, then I drain it. Once it's fully done draining, you have kind of 2 options. I usually choose the laziest option, which is put it back to normal, fill it up full of water, do another cycle, and drain it again. The other option is once it's all drained, you move it all over into the spin side, spin it until it's mostly dry, then move it back into the wash side, wash it or rinse it, and then put it back in. I find it's not that crazy much of a difference unless I have something that's very dirty, or like my babies had an accident in their clothes, then I will make sure to do that step. But otherwise, I just put a normal cycle on, like drain it and then rinse it. So right now I will show you what I do. So first step first, make sure it's on normal. I then open this, put my water in there, and fill it up.
Yeah, we're washing laundry.
So this is about how much clothes I'll put in. There's probably 3 or 4 shirts, 2 of the kids' hoodies, and a bunch of socks and a few pairs of underwear. This thing can handle 5.5 pounds of wet clothes.
Have 2 socks.
Yeah, this thing can hold 5.5 pounds of wet clothes. So I don't do much more than this. I'm sure you could. You can kind of do a towel and a couple other things. Not huge loads, probably actually only about 1/3 of what a regular washing machine can handle. But if I do laundry every day, I kind of only have to do 2 or 3 of these mini loads, and they're quick, and it doesn't take a huge amount of time. And it saves us from going to a laundromat or paying a lot of money to drop our laundry off somewhere and get them to do it for us. So let's see, we're getting closer to our water being filled all the way up. We're shooting for that line there.
What line? Oh, yeah.
Also, I currently use cold water just because our water is heated by propane, and it would probably cost us a decent amount of money to heat up the water. When I find cold water wash is fine. Right now I'm just using this Tide Simply Free and Sensitive. I used to buy Super Hippie organic powder.
Mom, it's Saturday. It was supposed to be.
But I've switched just to Tide Simply Free and Sensitive so that I don't know how powder would do in the system. So now we got our water.
It's right there.
Let go. A little bit above where it's supposed to be. It's not a huge issue because it will actually just spill into the other tub. So put all our laundry in here. Don't push it. Just leave it, okay? It kind of soaks in. I just do 1 little squirt of laundry soap because it is such a small load. I then close it and put it on 6 minutes. And it does intermittent washing. As you can see, it doesn't move. My daughter's holding it for fun. It does not move or do anything crazy. And when you open it, you want your laundry to be moving vigorously like this. You don't want it to where it can't move because you have so much laundry. So it does go a bit slower, but as you can see, it does actually wash your laundry pretty well.
The water is dirty.
I say it's pretty standard to a normal washing machine, just way small. So now it is done its cycle. Close the door, hit drain. Up here it does have a spot where you can have it plugged in full time to have water come in straight into the tank. But I don't have anywhere in my house that I can have it full time, so I've actually gotten rid of that hose and we don't use it. I just throw something into the basin and actually fill it up that way. So now it takes probably about a minute to empty. You can see the water level go down. Once the water is completely empty, I kind of give it a quick little rinse just to make sure anything that kind of got stuck on top goes down, and then I'll actually turn it from drain back to normal, fill it back up again, and do a rinse cycle. Now the water is completely drained out, so I'm going to switch it back to normal, put my thing in, and fill it up. This will take about a minute or two. It's pretty quick. I usually walk away and get other stuff done, but you just have to make sure you don't overflow it too bad. It does seem to get to about this level and then somehow it leaks over. Oh, there we go. So if you get it too full, it will actually leak over to here, go in here, and just drain out the bottom. So, I mean, like, it's not the end of the world if you overfill it, but I try not to because it's a waste of water. And just in the off chance that it spills or makes some mess, I don't. So while we're waiting for this to fill, I will actually show you my dryer. So this thing I have a love-hate relationship with. It's a big tent and it has a heater on the outside. And basically what you do is you hang your clothes in it and it has a heater that pumps air into it and helps dry your clothes. The thing I love about it, it can dry your clothes in about 2 hours from how dry they are from the washer. The thing I hate about it is the frame is so soft and so bendy that you can actually bend it with your hands. So I nicknamed it the Leaning Tower of Pisa because it is actually leaning. And this is about a month of use and it's leaning pretty bad already. So I'm actually thinking I might return this and just get a regular clothes hanger, because my washing machine actually gets the clothes so close to dry that I don't need much more. Oh, so we're at the right level. So I don't need much more than just a regular clothes hanger, so I think I'm switching back. Now for my rinse cycle, I usually just put it on about 3 minutes. Just because, yeah. If I'm doing something that's very dirty, then I will actually do 2 rinse cycles, sometimes even 3 rinse cycles, just to make sure that I get it super duper clean. So once this is finished washing or rinsing and we're ready for the drying portion, I will show you that. So we're here and it's ready to be drained. So I'll put it to drain, wait about a minute for all of the water to drain. Now if you really wanted, you could do a second rinse cycle. I'm not really too worried about that because these clothes aren't incredibly dirty. They were just daily use clothes. But if the boys had played outside or they got muddy at any point, I would do a second cycle. So once the water's out, if I wait for it to fully drain, there wouldn't be any water coming out of the clothes, but I usually have a lot of laundry to do all at once, so I'm not the best at waiting for it to be completely drained. So it can handle, I would say, about 3/4 of the clothes. So I have about this much left, and I have about this much in my spinning side. And you want to get it evenly balanced, and then they give you this kind of little topper that just helps hold everything in. If it's balanced, this thing is not too bad. It moves probably a tiny bit, but really not bad at all if it's balanced. I don't think there's much movement at all there. Now I've put this just between the 1 and 2 minute mark, and when this is done, they will be almost dry to the touch, and then they'll probably only take about 2 hours and my stand-up dryer. So that is how I wash and dry my laundry, living in a tiny home with 7 people. And it takes so long to rinse out this much soap. It's about 8 rinses. And so I just never add my soap ahead of time because it just gets way too bubbly and way too crazy. So yeah, that's what it looks like if you add your soap too early.